Oh wow, okay. Actually, game already underway. It's kind of the warm-up round, but yeah, it's going to be Darkside versus Solo Guild. Now, these teams are, I guess, not the most recognized, but we have seen Darkside before. I believe they played against Huatsai on Vertigo that we saw in the previous season. What do you think of these two teams, Gobbles?
Well, I think don't have much to say with regards to Solo Guild. I think they are a bit of a mixed squad. You can see you've got players from Indonesia, players from India, players from Philippines. Whereas on the side of Darkside, it's a Singaporean and Malaysian mix. So a little bit closer to home. And we were just taking a look at a couple of the matches beforehand. It was pretty decent from them. And for the viewers out there, Darkside did opt to pick Nuke, not a standard map pick that you see every day, especially for teams that may be a little bit mixed, right? So interesting to see how they will kick things off, especially since they will have to start on that T side, but it's fast towards the A side. They go trying to get down the fence. Oh dear. Ghost?
Oh no.
Ah.
They kind of got stuck and they still want to go for it. Ghost is already haunting them from the other side, and now a quick entry in towards control room and ramps. They managed to find one, but kids see Ghost. He is going to spot two of them, and boom, bang, two headshots back to back. It's all up to Addict now with only 4 points of health.
Don't think should be able to do much. Might have the element of surprise against the player at the back of ramp, but I think Temper is aware of the possibility, given that they've completely given up outside. So trying to catch your opponents off guard didn't really work out for Darkside. At least Addict is able to find one. He's incredibly low though, so yeah. Suraj will be able to trade him out with relative ease. SGD put themselves on the board first, but this is the CT side of Nuke. Right, Darkside's map pick, they should have a couple more bits and pieces in store, a couple bit of surprises perhaps, but for now it'd be the full Glock Eco. And maybe we can just take a look at, the brackets overall, right? This is the start of the Southeast Asian division. We've got 8 teams remaining. And a couple of interesting teams, right? You've got a couple of notable names like Sigma, and you've got Jelly Beans, you've got Camels, right? Names that are going to be repeated are Asking Questions and Sherman. So that's Sigma, right? Whereas I think Darkside as well, right? And then 4 new teams joining in the block. Of course, we had a bit of a odd scenario with Huatsai, right? But unfortunate, but I guess this means that other teams can step up to the plate.
Yeah, a little bit more of I guess, an opportunity for them. And along with it, Rasing will be the one to put a deagle headshot towards Suraj. Really a lot of damage on the outside. They might be on deagles, but the passive positions that they're playing, it's a bit of a default. They want SGD to push into them.
I'm not really sure why you would want to do that, right? It's a 5-on-5. You know you won the round and your opponents weren't able to get the bomb down. So even if Darkside were to buy on in, it wouldn't be the best of buys, right? But what they do is they give the Deagles a couple of long-range duels that they were hoping for. And because of that, Darkside, they get the opener. Nice little shot from Ghost. But players snuck down Secret. Kids see Ghosts will smoke it off. The standard smoke will buy a bit more time, and Darkside tuck the tail between the legs and decide to try and make a beeline for A. Insane will have to go for a couple of frags this round, otherwise it's really under compromise. But Ghost, yeah, now SGD starting to chime on in. Insane still on that A side, a little bit whiffed, but at least he comes out on top. Bomb still on the back of Chamok.
Well, what's the best thing that he can hope for, though? I mean, quickly make a push down onto the B side, get the bomb planted, but you still got 3 players right up behind you, and they are surrounding him. FBI, open up. We have you completely surrounded, Kitsi Ghost. Just going to put the damage to him from the back. And it's going to be another easy round for SGD. A little bit costly, but still, they make it away with the 2-0.
And we can just bring out the veto now since we didn't get chance to really do it earlier. I mean, it's a bit of additional money for Darkside, but you can, for the viewers, you can just take a look at the veto, right? This is the map pick of the Singaporean Malaysian mix. Whereas for the, for on the other side, Solo Guild have gone for the pick of Inferno. Dust 2 will be the map that we might close things up. But thoughts so far, I think Darkside kind of keeping the economy of SGD honest, and with the bomb going down means that they are able to bolster up their buy just a little bit with a couple of tech 9s, but shouldn't be anything too much. But trying to test outside very early on, perhaps trying to condition SGD into having to worry about that part of the map.
Maybe when the full buy actually comes in from Darkside, then they start switching things up. SGD might be a little bit more inclined to keep an eye on the outside, and as soon as that happens,
I
they
fear
switch
for
things
it.
up. Oh my gosh, but they're prepping for this rush onto Siraj. There we go. An instant dink, and he has to fall back. Still manages to connect a little bit of a spray, though. And we're back to a 4v4.
I don't really like what Suraj did there, I have to say. He did the same hole the previous round, and you know, Darkside immediately adjusting. At least they should still be able to pick up the pieces. Still 2 on 2 though, and the Deagles having picked up a FAMAS as well, this will be a little bit of a task for SGD. Both players in towards double doors. The bomb's not exactly planted for them, and with that smoke, that's actually going to relieve a lot of pressure, but the CTs don't have exact numbers as well. Trying to stick the bomb, does have the kit, and Insane providing covering fire for his teammate will be able to pick things up. SGD put themselves on the 3, but Darkside certainly making the CTs work for their money. And now you can take a look at the money for Darkside, right? If they were to win this round, SGD, they have no money left in the tank. So this could be a decent start for Darkside, despite going down 3-0 if they can pick up the first gun round.
If they can pick up the first gun round. I mean, they absolutely have to. That's what this is about. So let's see if it does happen. Well, just taking a look at how they've been playing so far. I mean, it's a little bit. It's not the cleanest, right? But what do you think? I would like to see a little bit more tactics.
They do have a plan. There's a one-way smoke deployed for the player in secret. That's going to be Suraj. We'll have a bit of an angle as well as a smoke for him to get away if necessary. But no outside presence so far. DS, I think the plan they have in mind this round, similar to that of the second round, just wait for your opponents. I think SGD will feel a little bit twitchy if you hear nothing across the map, right? You're going to be thinking, are they preparing to set A? Are they going to rush ramp? And that's when the players will be tempted for the rotates, which is exactly what Ghost has done, right? Thinking that outside will be clear, but DS, what did they decide to do? They've run the time a little bit low. If you go back outside now, you're kind of cutting it close. So they're going to group up in towards lobby. Maybe a contact plate. They've got a lot of utility. I think it's towards ramp.
40 seconds. They have to make use of their utility if they want to make this push down in towards ramp. Clear it out cleanly, hopefully, and Temper is going to get the information off of that. Now it falls back in towards the window. And here we go. Full sight, execute. Do they know that Temper is here, though? He doesn't quite seem to be able to spot one out, and Surge will be the first to fall. They have the sight, but the bomb has not gone down yet. Already 2 players on SGD down.
4 on 3 post plan. The CTs do have control all the way to decon as well, double door. So DS, they're kind of stuck on site, and once this smoke fades, ooh, needs to be very, very careful.
Here goes.
Yeah. What do you reckon?
I mean, they're in for quite a big firefight. There's so many angles to cover, but taking out Insane will make it a little bit easier. Just watch the double, watch the ramp. They already take them down, and it's going to be Spade and Anastasis, right, to take Temper off the board. Finally, 1 round on the board for Darkside, and that is the crucial one that they needed in order to, sort of shift the momentum back to their dark side, I suppose. Now, taking a look at SGD's economy, it's a little bit iffy, so they're going to have to save this round.
Yeah, full eco, just 1 flash and a P50 for Suraj, and they're grouping up, trying to push all the way into Squeaky. Rustling with that kill knows he needs to fall back, tucks into the corner, no, but they get stuck in the doorway, and that's going to be a couple of free kills for Darkside. Easy as you like, then.
Easy is one way to describe it, but
I think they just got in each other's way. Well, I mean, it was an eco, so nothing too much to write home about. Yeah, nothing. I mean, if you make a mistake like that in a gun round, then I think that's when the alarm bells will start to ring. But for now, they have to eco again, right? And this is because they don't have any loss bonus to fall back on at all. They're trying to hunt out Anastasis with the AWP outside. He's good for a couple of entry deals all the time, but can he hold his own with the Tech 9? Switches out, takes the duels. Good for one, gets a flash from his teammate. Very well played from the side of Darkside. Although,
Wow.
have lost the weapon, I think SGD, it's better if you save this. There's no point going for the round. Unless Insane wants to show off just a little bit, but with Temper's position being given up, I think this should be a difficult one for SGD to recover. Not even going to be able to get away with the AK. Darkside already, just like that, right? SGD, the first 3 rounds they got, it looked a little bit labored, it looked a bit difficult, it was slow. But the 3 rounds that Darkside have been able to get, it's felt like a breeze for them in Astiv's hit.
Well, let's be fair. I mean, I guess it is a bit of a breeze, but you know, partially also because SGD is on eco for those 2 rounds, and I just there are certainly some mistakes that you see here and there, but it's still incredibly well played. I mean, with the quick sort of adaptation, right? You sense people pushing in on you, even if you are opping. You swap over to your Tech 9, you get the headshots. That's not too bad. 3-3 now on the board, and it's yet another full buy from SGD now. It's the crucial one that they need to make count, right? Because if this doesn't work, then it's back to the drawing board. Not the best. And I think that's why they're playing it safe this time around.
Yeah, but they're really slow with their T-side approach, right? You can see no early smoke swords outside at all. You can see almost all the players, bar Tremok, having a full belt of utility still. And we're approaching the minute mark now. So, Darkside, this is their home map. If you throw it back to Season 1 when they played Hot Side, they actually did pick it. I think they kind of got blown out of water on their T side. They managed to recover it decently on CT, but maybe this is a change-up that they would have wanted. That wouldn't have been the best of start from Racing, falling. Did get tagged up. And now there's no outside presence at all. This A play is going to be way too obvious for SGD to read.
Well, it is happening, and it's an open book for SGD. It's like, okay, we have a school test. It's open book. I can just source out all the answers. Camo's the last guy alive. Gonna push out Hut. He gets spotted out. A little bit of jiggles keeps him alive for 1 more second. But okay, HG does not connect. But he still needs to make a move, right? And wow, okay, not bad. Actually able to take the headshot, but they still know where he is. Siraj, continuing with the wall bang, will find the headshot. It's going to be a tactical timeout for SGD now. And I honestly think maybe it's just the first game. Both teams have not quite warmed up yet. CS can sometimes be a game where if you're not ready, if you haven't been, repeatedly playing it, if you're off for even just a day, sometimes you're not used to the mechanics, the movement, the grenade throws. You make some mistakes here and there, and you might fall to your death. So it's not the best, but hopefully they recover from this. And I would love to see more cleaner plays, please.
Yeah. It's a bit too slow on the side of Darkside as well, right? This one's getting a predictable to it. So they try to switch up the pace, perhaps a fast A execute, right? The smoke to block out any hard molly, but it's too shallow. They still run through it, but Addict burns alive, and Insane fighting from the top of Hut will be able to get 1, but not the second. Now we stabilize in a 2-on-2. Temper's fast flank in towards the lobby may not be accounted for. They're going back in to check it. And yeah, nice angle being held by Anastasis. They know where Ghost is, I think. Yeah, he's gotten a kill in the round, so his position's been given up. Still peeking him.
Wow, actually. Well, he still has the op. And of course the bomb will be planted. Not the easiest retake at this point. Perhaps a save, an exit frag or 2?
Yeah. Kind of don't have much of a choice, and you can see the money is still not that great on the side of SGD. So you win 1, you lose the next, and you're back down to just another half buy. At least with the AWP, they can find a couple of openers, right? You can send Ghost perhaps aggressive outside, you can send him in towards Hut for a very early peak, especially since Darkside have shown a tendency to like to play things slow. Right, find the opener, then in the trade, if it doesn't come in, you have a man advantage to work with at the very least. But otherwise, it's just going to be a couple of deagles now for SGD. And yeah, nice pace change though from Darkside. With 2 Mag 10s purchased up, I think they're going for something very similar. Yeah, indeed. Going rinse repeat.
Rinse and repeat. A little bit different from SGD this time around. Of course, that's because they have the Deagles, but it's not going to do too much against this incredible speed and aggression from Darkside. The Mech 10s, of course, excel at that range as well. Ghost continuing to hold on to his op. He's going to want to carry this baby into the next round, but whether he can do that is a whole other question. There are 3 players on his heels.
So, well, time to save again. It's James time. But he's been loud and clear with his advances up in towards control, and Darkside, they're not going to give up the hunt. Looking for him, Addict's got him locked in and not going to be able to get away with the AWP. Is Ghost, no, not much of a problem though. They should still be able to purchase it up. No, in fact, his teammates have purchased up armor already, which means there will be no AWP. An AUG for Temper, maybe for Ghost as well, yeah. But
okay,
it's no AWP, still very much viable.
Viable for sure, but let's see what they can do with this. I mean, watching the teams that played in the East Asian Division, you know, we got guys like Wong, guys like Shen, or I guess Ronin maybe. They tend to favor these scoped weapons as well, especially on the outside where a lot of these long-range duels happen. You know, if they hold the perfect angles and Darkside attempts a push at this, if the wall of smokes are not perfect, if there's a tiny gap, if there's something to be exploited, if there's even a little bit of vision, Ghost and Temper can very well exploit this. And there we go. It's going to be the headshot from Ghost to actually get the ball rolling. Rasing first to fall, and now they have to be a little bit more cautious about pushing in here. But Spade able to creep up, finds one in the form of Siraj. 4v4 now, and Anastasis will take another. Okay, now this is a lot more doable. Darkside starting to find the cracks, and they will definitely hammer it down, make even bigger holes happen.
See, SGD, they found the opening kill. In theory, they should be able to tuck back onto site, right? But I think the player outside opts to go in for a bit of an aggressive repeat, right? Creeping through the smoke, perhaps thinking that there was only one player on the other side, and that was the fallen player of Rasing. But Spade played it pretty well, snuck his way through into Garage and got the player with his back turned. And from there, I think the domino started falling on the side of SGD. Anastasis is able to pick one up towards ramp as well. And if we mentioned this before, right? If you lose ramp and you lose outside, it's practically round over unless you've already got players down on B, right? Because the vent rotate is going to be a little bit of a risky one as well. And with Spade just pivoting around outside, Darkside would have been very clear where the remaining opponents could have been. Another save for Insane, but so far a lot of the gun rounds have gone in the way of Darkside. They certainly need a bit of respite. Not sure how it's going to come in though. Darkside, they are quite slow, methodical. Maybe this is where you have to be a little bit looser in some sense, but you need to pick the right gaps, right? Instead of going into where you know Darkside can be holding.
Yeah,
that's what we were talking about.
It's just so it's not the safest play. You know, SGD, they're holding these angles where they know they will face off against the Darkside players. They're taking these duels, but I mean, of course they're gonna lose them. They're on pistols right now, but even on the full buy rounds, it's, I guess, not the most defensive maneuvers. You know what I mean? They kind of have an inkling about how Darkside will play. Of course, granted, Darkside, I guess sometimes it's a bit slow. It becomes a bit of a guessing game. It turns into this form of a pace. They like to switch things up sometimes. I mean, we're seeing B-Hot from Anastasis right now. It can be a little bit of a question mark in the SGD players' heads. Like, how do we find these Darkside players? Do we know where they're going to be? How do we beat them? At the same time, it's just they maybe make the right guesses, but then they take the fights head on. They stare right in front of Squeaky. They hold angles on outside and push really forward into smokes as well, which punishes them. And it's just the same thing that happens again and again. I mean, earlier on the previous round, someone already got punished from Squeaky. They're making the same mistake. That's That's not good. It's not clean.
Yeah. I mean, you have to credit Darkside. This is going to be a fast A pin. Circuit C Ghost is going to be a horrible position to have to hold on to, but he wins both
Wow.
duels. Insane chiming in as well, and this has been a shutdown from SGD. Quite ridiculous, considering how Darkside were able to find the opening pick. Player top of heart has got so much responsibility, right? You've got players coming out. Squeaky, I think the timing was a little bit off for Darkside. The player in Squeaky should have come out a little bit earlier to put a bit of pressure, right? Because otherwise, you allow, you can see Ghost to just, you know, hold down Mini and not having to worry about other positions. You can focus on the crosshair, and I mean, since he did hit all the shots required of him, should be able to lock out the round. Chamok, though, keeps things interesting. Molotov towards heaven. Will the player opt to run ahead of it? Yes, he will, and catches Chamok completely off guard, but he still flicks onto the head. Now he knows where the last winning player is. 30 seconds left, Kentrel.
Doable. And Ghost has an off. As long as he doesn't peek it, well, he will. Gets a bit of a tag onto the guy, but not the frag. 50 points of health left, and he wants to push into him. Okay! Calm down, Camo. Wow, the sheer confidence on this guy to go for a play like that. And he nets his team the round. 8-4 now for the side of Darkside.
That's ridiculous. We're seeing the chat as well. Some players perhaps saying that Chamok's is the one doing the calling. If it is true, then that is quite a force to be reckoned with, right? If an in-game leader is able to do things like that as well. Fast flashes towards the A side, making it look like an A play, but back towards the ramp they go. The smoke, though, might just hold down, keep Darkside in the lobby for a little bit longer. And, well, Squeaky Door's not been naded open, so the smoke from Chamok not going to be effective at all. I think they're a little bit concerned now, right? Because you don't know what's lurking on the other side. Temper with the XM up close and personal. He's got a teammate in support now as well. Ooh.
That's a smoke. Well, information has been given away. Temper knows there's going to be a push coming in, but immediately gets dinked square in the head. He's going to look for more. Just a bit of a peek and a lot of missed shots. They even get the incendiary down, so this is going to delay it by a bit. Question is, the rest of the team needs to make the rotate quickly down either to pincer or provide support towards the B site. Still, though, Darkside with control over ramps, they know they have this superior position. Let's not be too hasty. Let's just hang back for a second.
Yeah, the thing is, SGD, they've kind of locked their opponents in, right? If they come to B, you've got two players with the crossfire being held. If they want to go up towards heaven, they've got to play in CT. That's going to be Suraj, so a huge spanner in the works. I don't think it's an angle that Darkside will clear as well, so Addict's going to have a bit of a surprise, but they're double peeking it, and so now he's been spotted. Incendiary will deny them from getting up to heaven. I love that grenade, because now that's going to take away a lot of time. He falls, it doesn't matter too much, because the A play is way too obvious for SGD at this point. They need to start the rotates. Kitsy Ghosts in for another big round.
Let's see. Oh, full white, and he cannot see a single thing. Gonna get immediately decimated. And Zane, though, will find one. And now Temper comes in to provide support. It's 3v2, and they are really low as well. Camel falls, and Sace's last guy left alive. Has the molly to deny the defuse for just about a second. But he has to make this quick. Woo! Instant flick and the headshot onto Temper, and then the continuous Tech 9 taps onto Insane. That is an insane play from Anastasis. Caught in a 1v3, and he makes the clutch happen.
Wow. That, if you're SGD, I think that's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. I think Darkside now, not just the fact that they're on 9 rounds on the T side, also that it should be good for a 10th. Anastasis has been so good for the openers time after time again. We're just looking at, you know, during the group stages, he was the guy leading the entry duels for Darkside with the AWP! What is this man made of? 2! Going for the 3rd. Okay, Insane able to double up. Addicts here to trade. And SGD don't think he's got much of a chance at all. Temper's got a nice off angle, and in fact, he will collect the head of Racine, gets the AK. Darkside do what is the highest percentage play, going down towards B, with Chamok able to hold the vent drop.
This is just... Okay, he hears the door, easy frag for the guy, but... Anastasis. I mean, calm down, bro. You got 16,000. I know you're gonna max out your economy on the next round. You don't have to go in like that and just destroy your opponents with an op. And now, see, look what you've done. You've made them mad. Ghost and Temper pulling out the double op setup for SGD now. Could this be what they need to secure the last round of the first half?
Hopefully. Unless, I think NSACS is being very aggressive outside with the AWP, right? Player has dropped down secret very quickly, so... Yeah, will he anticipate a player there? NSACS, though not overextending. His teammates have repped Heaven already. I think NSACS, yes, spots out to play in secret. But look at that. Darkside, they're all the way close to Heaven already. Charmok's gonna throw a flash in for his opponent. Suraj, that's not a forgivable miss at all. And once again, I think, yeah, this is just gonna be the round for Darkside. Double op setup, completely negated.
Completely. Oh my god. Even gonna cook for a second. And I'm not sure if you can hear the damage ticks go through, but at the very least, it's gonna be Temper who finds one. We're back to a 2v4, but Temper is down really low as well, and I'm pretty sure they can hear. He spots the barrel, manages to get the headshot, but instantly traded. Ghost now will be able to find something, hopefully. Crawls his way out of secret, puts a tag onto one of the players, but finds another 2v1. In this situation, they have the angles on him. He's already super exposed out in the open area, and Spade, of course, easily secures a round for his team. 11-4 on this first half. T-side at half for Darkside. Now they're swapping over. I mean, what are your thoughts on this, Gobbles? We know Nuke can be CT-sided. The fact that you win 11-4, what does this mean for Solo Guild?
I think it means it's a bit premature, but I think we could be seeing it close to being complete already. Why? Darkside had such a good T-side half. I think, not really sure if it's necessarily a pre-planned idea, but they certainly grew into it. They started off the half very slow towards outside, and they ended by being very aggressive, right? So SGD, you're thinking, out, we're gonna make the adjustments. We're gonna play a bit more passive outside, maybe get someone down secret. But that kind of relies on Darkside being slow as well. And as we saw in the last round, Darkside are 2 steps ahead of Solo Guild at the moment. Full ramp stack. It's gonna be all 5 players here in the trophy room. But they are able to find the frags required of them, and yeah. Wow.
Well, okay. It's a little bit, I guess, better for Solo Guild, just because if you're that aggressive for Darkside, pushing into control room like that, you're stuck in that one little corridor or entrance, right? It's not very wide. Everyone gets clumped up in that one area, which means it's a big choke point. All SGD has to do is to center the crosshair in towards that point. Easy headshots for days, not to mention with Glocks as well. They have the magazine capacity. They have the sort of fire rate, and they can kind of run and gun with that thing. The USPs just won't do that much at that range. I mean, it's not the best. Now they're playing it safe. Ooh, it's a good start.
Yeah, the scout from NSACS will be such a difficult weapon to get past, and SGD is still intent on going for the rep, and he's not going to give it up. He's certainly feeling himself right now, overextend just a little bit, and Riley able to find Rusting as well. I think it's the first time we've talked about him this game so far. Okay.
They're starting to come into their own a little, but yeah, Camo just finds the bomb for his team, and we're back into a 3v2. Now, Darkside, they're coming into this off of a force buy. If they make this work, things just don't look good for SGD at all in the second half. They're kind of
flustered, out of ideas, perhaps, right? You can see a little bit of inexperience, not really sure how they want to close out the mid to late round, right? Going back in towards ramp, I guess it's a pretty decent play considering there's no one on this B side, but they need to go fast because it's a player in trophy room. They're going to be completely caught off guard. They still win the aim duel, but now the game's been given up, right? Chimok here to deny the plan, 18 seconds remaining, swings and catches Suraj mid. This is going to be impossible for Insane to even plant the bomb. Fast flank in from ramp. Has to stick it. Ooh, yeah, getting tagged as well. This is so undoable for SGD. And yeah, just a difference in depth for the 2 sides, right?
Yeah.
Darkside looks so much more comfortable, yeah.
That's right, that's right. Darkside a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more experienced, I guess. I mean, of course, they have played in the 5e Season 1 Open. for SGD. I mean, towards the end of that round, the last two players, you could just see that they kind of had that question in their heads, like, okay, we're stuck somewhere towards the outside at the mouth of CT spawn. Where do we go? What do we do? Okay, I guess we go down to B. But as soon as someone falls and a play like that happens, unless you got a huge mouse pad and you can pull off 180 flicks really quickly, it's going to be a tough day in hell for them. But now it's going to be a bit of a duel on the outside. And of course, Resting there to support his teammates. Double headshot. Make that a third. Ooh. And all that's left is Kid C Ghost. I am going to see ghosts pretty soon because SGD are all down in the graveyard, 6 feet under.
That's the difference between the two sides, right? SGD, we never saw a round like that coming out from their CT side, right? Outside, it was always just, let's just be a little bit passive. When our opponents come with the wall of smokes, let's just chill and wait. We find the opener, then we make the mistake instead of, having a, set plan in mind, right? Darkside, it was very clear how they wanted to attack to attack that part of the map. We had a player up in near towards CT, flashing over for Anastasis, who's so daring at outside, playing around the glaive box and drops the bomb as well, still turreting it down. Good flash from Charmok, and they're hungry for the eco frags now. The Sharks are hounding.
No ace. Oh, teammate stole one. Dang you, Racing. And again, last one left alive. Kid C Ghost. He's just, I guess, hot.
Not even.
All right. I mean, addict. It's just. If he lives up to his name and he's a CS addict, of course he can make a flake like that. Oh, jeez. Darkside now 2 rounds away from closing this first map out. It's just not the best. SGD needs this round, otherwise it's going to be match point, and then they're not going to have the best economy as well. Oof.
Well, I guess the thing that could work for them still is that this is their opponent's map pick, right? And, for teams, normally Nuke is a bit of a tough one to kick things off. Addict, playing with fire, literally almost burns to his death. But, yeah, nothing. This is unconfirmed damage for SGD, right? I don't think they'll be quite aware as well. So you're still going to be thinking there's a full HP player at ramp, and if you have to dry pick him, that's always going to be an aim deal that you are most likely going to lose. SGD very slow. They've wrapped outside though, fast up towards heaven, and do DS have what it takes to counter it? Because at the moment they've got 2 players in hell. Anastasis opens things up yet again, and Insane now gives up the position. They know where Anastasis is. 4-on-3 advantage. Charmok needs to make a play with the MP9. Bomb though, still all the way back in T-spawn. Can see Ghost needs to check this. He doesn't. And well, this is a bit of a merry-go-round, right? DS, they don't know where the bomb is. I think Charmok spots it now, so he's gonna call to his teammate, stay alive. Charmok, I think if he gets one more kill, this will be quite difficult for SGD to recover.
Oh boy. Even the observer's like, guys, bomb is on the ground, pick it up. Now Insane is going to go for it, but Camo's already in position for this frag. Anastasis finds another, and now it's all up to Ghost XD. Are we going to be Roar XD or Hehe XD right now? 1v1, and Anastasis knows where he is. He's going to back out of there. But here we go. He pushes through his own smoke anyway. Come on, guy. You don't have time, sure, but that's just an easy frag for Anastasis. I mean, what is happening here? Are we playing CSGO or are we playing Warzone? Why are they just going merry-go-round and ring around the rosy and all that stuff?
Well, communication's clearly not on point, right? You had 3 players in the lobby and none of them have the bomb. That's, another mistake that we don't see out of Darkside, right? SGD perhaps still warming up into the game, but now at DS they have all the confidence in the world. Well, they've lost outside, but they've got a man advantage to make up for it, and Spade 2K fast on the flank will not catch anyone. I think SGD will be able to get the bomb down at least. No, in fact, he gets Ghost, and now if you're SGD, what do? They managed to crack open the B side. Bomb is going to drop. Insane with the kill from behind, knows where the second player is, doesn't need to stick around for too long, right? Don't overstay your welcome, play on side with the teammate. And so now they've got a bit more time to work with.
Oh my gosh. Well, bomb has been planted. It's still a 2v2. I want to believe in SGD, but they need to play this defensively. They need to play it safe. Let Darkside push in, and then you take them down. But ooh, as soon as he opens up the double doors, doesn't connect the spray. Now it's all up to Siraj. Only has 10 points of health. Oh, he gets one. He's right in front of you. No! The flash! And Siraj is not aware. 16-5, and Darkside takes the win on this first map. We are Bravo 6 going dark.